Yes, you can prophesy. You can minister the song of the Lord. You can prophesy. You can do all sorts of things. But your intercession is what God is zeroing in on now. Your prophetic intercession. Gather the people and get them praying. Start driving in the car and prophesying all over the region, all over the state of Mexico. Because God is about to invade Mexico.
Yes.
And I know I've never even had a desire to go to Mexico. But I knew that in the timing of the Lord, because God will always send a prophet when he's getting ready to shift a nation. And I know God is speaking to my heart that I will go. But before we go, we start prophesying to that nation, because there is a revival coming to the nation of Mexico. And it's going to go down into Guatemala. And there have been people that have been working in Guatemala and El Salvador and all down in those countries for years and years, but they haven't seen the move of God like they're going to. It's because David cried out and he said, I live in a palace made of silver and gold and cedar. But Jesus, your presence, your ark, is in a tent. I could live in a tent, but I could never let Jesus live in a tent. Let me tell you what that means. You see, the church has looked prosperous. The church has been beautiful. But they tried to worship God without his presence. And it's made people sad. And it's made them angry. And that's why David said, now go to Mount Gibeon and gather up those priests that are trying to worship God without his manifest presence. See, we have to have his presence. People are trying to preach without God's presence. And it hurts people. It makes them sad and it makes them angry, because it's all about what? Me. God wants this about him. To turn the eyes of the people back to Jesus. Back to Jesus. So the church represents what David saw, the palace. And the tent represents the presence of God, the manifest presence of God. You see, when we create an atmosphere for the manifest presence of God to come, he comes, and this is what happens. We are in his presence. In his presence. We're in his presence. My brother, my sweet, precious brother. In the world, you would have been a terror. People were afraid of you. I don't know just what Jesus tells me. They were afraid of you. Because one look at someone and they knew they were dead. Now, because you love Jesus so much, demons are terrified of you. Let the heavens open. Let the kingdom reign. Let your heavens open. Let your kingdom reign. Let your heavens open. Let your kingdom reign. Now, you, sir, say very few words. But when you do, back up. Yes. It's true, right? This is what Jesus told me. Yet, how is it you have so much authority, yet so much compassion? There are very few people like that. God distributes this kind of authority to men that have compassion. You have it. You have it. And my precious friend John Mark, you have it. You have an authority